this history
Wo cái cháu có lẽ chụp về cha này nhé.
for a few reasons.
Aku có lẽ cha cái này căng caro.
We talk about rightly dividing the word of truth.
Khi chọn bao giờ đến này bên nhà ta cái gì?
And separate to showing the complete inconsistency of Elder Jeff's position,
Cái này cho cái chuyện là chấp le thì Elder Jeff yên coi tin.
trying to give some history of how this split developed from the very beginning.
Cả bao nhiêu cái gulen là gol tiếng rót gol này.
Also, it's to try and begin to answer questions that you have asked.
Aku xem ya đang bắt toal cha cái tí và cái bé.
Not just those here, but what I see online.
Chỉ khác cái cha cái tí thì nó qua cái cái yêu ya cái tí nó lirit.
I don't really participate in chat groups.
Ye nanti chui nyai jam pel wan koi ni kaya cái jam nó lirit.
But the little I see,
Cái ya tin.
I see people ask questions
Ya tin cái con nong tí chỉ cái tí.
that I think are because there are they haven't properly understood some of these messages.
Qua chan cái cái đấy thì
What happens when we don't understand something?
yung ngoro lui wo thì chỉ nên ở đấy định to.
It's not necessarily that we haven't memorized enough information.
Chỉ nhớ chan ấy na chú cái ngay thao nó niệm của qua mua niệm.
Sometimes it's just seeing a simple structure,
Daman để hin ba cho cái loài le ba tin cái niệm đấy.
understanding what that structure is to teach us
Ku det yung ko be pi wo ye ne kan.
on a simple level.
Bio cái ko en cái
If we get confused by that,
na le bu kan wan niệm.
we start to blend everything together.
Cái create bên này bu ja le.
Now, I want to give some examples of that when we close.
Anong kher ka ba cái ga ma la to wo.
So we've gone this far.
Cái ja chú cái lo ma chú cái tin.
I just want to mention
Anong ka tu ka ba cái le đấy.
all of this began opening up in 2016.
Cái ja cái gor du cái det jana buro tiu de dan.
World War II, information age through 2017.
Jala tong cái pinong jala ye rin do tin cái rin de tong do will. Cái ja cái lu jana buro tiu do.
Fatima and the Counterfeit 2017.
Kujala ki chol kyut Fatima kujala kere yen kra yen du ka.
November 9 and 2019, end of 2017 through 18.
Kujala kyut dik de bam te khai de pyo loi rot pe tier pe dongan abu ten tu a ben ro loi du ma tu lo.
But when it was presented in Arkansas 2018,
Wala yen pyo pande akansa bena buro ko tier ku bet
what message was given first?
ye pyo ngu tu ngene chim kon bu ga
So it wasn't done in this order. Acts 27 wasn't even presented.
le pyo ya da du loi de tu tiro ko dro ke ru pyo da du.
The very first presentation,
Pyo tu ngene loi
I believe God ordered it this way
aya ngode na ke to ige jura jwe ben ke pyo ne ya
as a proof for FFA's error.
ki ke benen lung de koi ke future for America benen ni wa
It was not through our design.
che ki ju ku ta ko ju loi
Fatima was presented first.
ki ni che kom pyo jam Fatima
And when the midnight cry was given, what was presented last?
now lo pyo le ben pyo de cho de wer chale ye mu ko ja la pyo na ke
The counterfeit.
ye ne ki chol Fatima ne de ro pyo ne ki chol
So Fatima,
kere je ne re je ne pya ka
Fatima first,
e ne wo Fatima ne gole ya
the counterfeit last.
ko pyo de ki chol kere je ne kira je ne pya ne ka je la pyo to
That structure alone was ordered by God.
ai chong ni ban ye ne lo ye
We would need it
abu kor
almost a year later
abu kor ala
when Elder Jeff turned around and attacked this message.
le ala je ble ro wel mu le pyo de le ga
2 final studies
pyo ju ke ro ka to
wrapped up the midnight cry.
ke ka je pyo de cho de wer chale ben ma no ba
It's not that equality wasn't already one of the subjects.
a che ke de pyo de tum de ko de che tum ju pyo de
The minute we'd introduced Obama and Clinton, equality was there.
Mình on go wo piu go jam Obama ku jelai Clinton ini ke go to min ke go in ben.
But it gets placed on these two lines,
Kera tao ne ke chi ki ke kera wi
race,
na tao ki de ni chol ate to ti cho ke del pa.
new earth, equal.
Ke koi ke ayu ke la tin ti le ko lo chen pin nong lo mia ke che re ke ka bu de ke to.
Sin, curse,
Ye re ne ni ko la tin ki ben ki ya wai
racism.
ku bo ki chol bu ko ke to ke.
We want to go back to the new earth.
Na bu du pin jut ti ma ron che ke yen
We have to practice the equality.
ki yen ki cho ke thong nong bu de ke be ku la loi.
Understand and practice.
Chan bu de ku bu loi
All men are created equal.
ni na ne chen ko ke ya ke chen ne ke to.
This is all inspiration.
Ke le ben e cho ti ni ki go de wi we ni wa.
We work through Genesis to Revelation through Ellen White's time.
Wa jam lu go lu kwen go to bu lo go ka ti ele wa ti ke go.
And it brought the subject of dispensationalism.
Ku je ora le no ne ne loi ku we to.
New subject,
Ku bo pi ji dit
gender.
ni jam
Even, equal.
cho ken ne ko cha ke thong ke ti mo ke ti.
Sin, curse,
Thong ni de na on re loi ku ko wa
unequal.
ku bo ti ko ni me be to.
Even,
Na bu ka du yi de
equal.
ku ka bu de ke be lo to.
So this was the study of equality.
Ye ne ke ki ti wo bu rom ke ni pyu de thong ne nom ke ni.
The split with FFA didn't happen here.
Yen po when future for America actually lo ni de ka yi
Began October 3, 2018.
e ko go pyu pe India pe tie yana buro tie ku be
They never surrendered any of their core points.
ka ke ni ke gam ke ka ri ni no ke ka kin ke ko
When they called me a socialist European.
I en chol ram yar akunom ke ra len ka ne Europe
On October 3, 2018,
on pe India pe tie yana buro tie ku be
as being a European,
ke en chol ram pa ne Europe
even though I'm from Australia,
a to ye ni ke kan ran Australia
figure that out,
ya ke ti ke ni ma
that I could not then explain to them Obama, Clinton, Trump,
cái ke bo le ye Obama ye na ku ye Trump ye na
not even through lines that had nothing to do with me.
kan le la ku ti ka to ni ti ki ke de a chin ki ko ra en tin
Or who I am or where I come from.
a chin ki ta ni en tin ya na ku bai ti no
Wasn't a rejection of me, it was a rejection of what the Lions was telling them.
e ko ni ke re yi ke ka ti la ke le la che re ke re ke ti ki
The Battle of Ipsus made it perfectly clear.
a ye tong chro lo pin de ipsas e che ni wo ke la cha ri
They rejected the message.
ki ti re ye pi
So we had the subject of equality presented in Germany,
wo chi pi de ki chor tum nom de ko ti cha a chu lo pi pa de Germany
August and September last year,
pe de bet de la pe de ma ne ru ma ti lo
and then it all closed
je ku da thor tum ne
with World War I.
ko de pin nam tu
It took the Third Diadochi War,
ku je la tong ki chol ye na ma ya mri e tong ya chu ya la yo
we overlaid it with World War I,
chu la loi lo thong nom cái tong pin nam de ye tong pin nam tu
and it showed us World War III.
le wo nga ku tong pin nam ya ye
And it makes sense that we needed World War I.
ke na ni ti chu nga wo ko wo a ko le tong pin nam tu
From 2017,
wan ya la buro ko tier ku dro
I was trying to understand World War I.
ta temba tong pin nam tu ba de ti
It took 2 years
ke mun karo bu jo
because it wasn't my effort.
ye ne che lo ye
None of this was.
chin tong la ke ye ke ye ne lo
What God opened up,
ke ye ne ki chin ne ye pe
He opened up how He wanted,
ye le pe ti cho ko re ne
when He wanted.
ko ye ne ko re ne
When the presentations were presented in Arkansas,
wan che pi che ne lo pa de Arkansas
they were ordered how He wanted,
ate ke ben che le ke pi ti cho ko re ne
when He wanted.
ye ne ko re ne
The study began with World War II.
pi le tiro ben lo gol tong pinam de ro
It closed with World War I.
lu ya tul to ye tong pinam tu
That immediately undermines Jeff's attack.
ku ken ken yen ka che piu yen je be nen ka ko ta ni ka che be ka ta pe
His very first attack on this message, he makes two claims.
yen wan gol en be piu je bi ta pe ni kam ke ro luen
He would say, first,
it le ni che luen
World War II is good,
e le na ne ken to bi nom de ro yen a pe
then Tess goes off track.
e kin test a ji ja la nom de tin che ye dui
She starts manipulating this message
ti ja ko de ke be wa ke piu ke
to make it whatever she wants it to be.
ke cha ke den ko lo yin
So it goes from being a message opened up by God
chỉ là giờ bên là nhìn bên á phía dưới biển này
at the beginning
gọi chị
and then says, I take it off track,
cũng chỉ luyện liền cả chị thế cái là nhái cái là gì này
off the path,
cái là nhái đó đi
to fanaticism and error.
cũng cái này cái chỗ bom dấm của cái áp buồn
Problem.
vậy
Through God's providence,
để nuôi đến nhái
World War I was the last message that opened up.
trong cái phim nóng truyền những cái phía chính là giờ bên liệt cái chén
This subject of equality opened up weeks before World War I.
những phía giờ thông nóng rồi rán cái chính là cái đấy thì vì giờ cái phía của đấy đi
And World War I is understood in the exact same way as World War II.
Khu phía giờ trong cái phim nóng truyền chỉ có đấy thì cho trên phía giờ trong cái phim nóng rồi trên bên đấy đi
They fit together like two puzzle pieces
cái ai luôn nuôi chỉ biểu cái rồi cái chút
perfectly.
ai chúng mặt biết
So if he says World War II was the work of God,
là giờ bên nào kia trong cái phim nóng truyền yên trong cái phim nóng rồi cái rồi đấy nhỉ
by the time we get to equality, I've taken it off the path.
cái tâm mình cha nên là bên bạn nào phía giờ tụi nóng được quạt yên cái anh chỉ ra cái gì về đi
And what happened with World War I?
thì mua là giá về rồi trong cái phim nóng truyền
If he's going to reject equality,
nên tụi nóng ra này
by this time I'm a false prophet,
cái này ta ra cái chi anh bị đã đúng
he has to reject World War I.
cái cặp phía thì trong cái phim nóng cũng về vậy
He knows that he can't accept World War II without World War I,
anh ấy biết là anh kia là chỉ trong cái phim nóng truyền là chỉ gắm cái trên trong cái phim nóng
or he has a problem,
ô chín cái quay ra trên mong này
so he has to stop speaking about World War II.
hồ thêm được quân chịu về áp dưới trong cái phim nóng rồi
And now the studies he claimed to love,
cũng chỉ là áp dưới như này luyện thì tục na nhiên thì chuyến gì
he now just pretends they don't exist.
ấy là đông chứ nào cái các chỉ trong
So I see the hand of God in his timing of opening up World War I.
anh ấy chỉ nên là tiếng cái lim trên nên chuyến trên nên liệp trong cái phim nóng truyền
His second claim, his two attacks.
cái đền rồi về luyện cái đền thăm đạt bình
What we were attacking
cái này theo bình
was apostate Protestantism.
khi cho phiếu để gọi cái giờ các cái trên thôi cái về nhà nhà chị
I said at the beginning,
cái ta lôi với nó gọi chị
this Sunday law test that brought by apostate Protestantism
nan đó cái này tâm cái lông cái mà là chỉ coi cái giờ nhà chị chỉ giờ các cái này chỉ cái đấy
swept them away
nghe cái vậy
because they have the same mentality as apostate Protestants.
thì cái nó cái coi cái phía trong America nó cái đấy thì thường cái gọi cái giờ này
But to attack this model of two streams of information
và chẳng biết phiếu như giờ nan cái nó quý cái rồi quý lên về nó cái
that people say a little crudely as liberals and conservatives,
như coi lên là cái đôi cái trong đấy cái niềm muốn và cái này cái coi đến vào cái đang bảo cái này cái coi cái niềm đối hòa
his first attack was called Mother Angelica.
cái đền truyền cái này khi tìm lên cái đằng cao bên cái gì cho lên mình cho Mother Angelica
And what he says in this presentation
một cái chữ lên phía đấy
is that I have hidden
ấy lên là cái test nòng cái chữ tiếng
the role of the papacy,
loài de papacy anh lên chữ tiếng khi loài
that I'm saying it has no role at the end of the world.
đây cái gì test gì lên là cái papacy ở trên luận về chú lôi được thôi cái
So first of all, he says I took the whole message off the path,
thì còn lên là cái em phiếu chứ bên nhà con nhái đơn vị
but it started as God's work.
cái gọi là cái loài gì này
His second attack
cái đây là rô nên cá chón
is that I've hidden the role of the papacy.
lưới cho lôi cần cái cái Catholic cái này phải chỉ chả nhai
And he said that I did this intelligently. I knew what I was doing.
anh ấy cái này lôi cái anh chàng mình chú trao cái lôi đến cái đi cái lôi
I purposefully covered up the role of the papacy
anh ấy lấy chùa tiền chùa lôi đến cái lôi này thôi cái pin chùa tiền cái nhẹ
so I could attack Trump and those conservative Protestants.
abo Trump cũng giờ là coi cái chỉ cần nhìn qua là của cái lời hiệu đó là target
The problem with that claim
cái này cái đây nhiều lưới nữa
is just like this opening up wasn't my own design.
cái này ai hiểu cái kia thôi thì mình thông với chứ mình nói cái lôi gì lý mình yêu nhà cái trong được pin nóng rồi
The way the world,
trong được pin nóng rồi cái kia luôn
the way the world wars began and closed the message.
lên trên cái trong cái pin nóng trên cái phiếu thì gọi được cái laptop lên cái phiếu
Neither was this.
bên cái trang này đâm phiếu thì phát đi mà cái laptop phiếu mình thương cái này cái này bây giờ cái luôn gì nó vậy đó
He sat through every one of those presentations.
cái tên mình nói cái phiếu cái biết
The first and the last were not about Protestantism.
của truyền của cái chuyện ở trên cái dòng có cái này thì ra là nhà này chỉ biết đấy
The first and the last message of the Midnight Cry
giờ là phiếu truyền giờ là phiếu cho nó về challenge
were done to prove
cái lối cái
that the papacy resurrects
beginyo na dekin
Into-
kasi ne kanito de Catholic achira jot
in two parts
jot biokaro
and is the great threat of our history.
the great threat
Threat. Danger.
ku yene ken ato ki diriye pat na ko kole
When he says that I'm hiding the role of the papacy,
nai lwer ku le ya lo de pepati ya tian ko ku ni
that accusation has absolutely no merit.
no mira
No merit.
okay yen ki de ne ko yet na che ki to ki chalo
If you went back and watched the videos
na du chen ba ke video on ba ka loi
that they've now deleted,
ma na che ke chot
he would say that.
ale belel
He says,
ay lwer
I'm saying the papacy has no role.
nan de ki ya lwer pepasi yene kanito de ka le chi loi
I proved that it does.
acha nyona ne kena nong loi de
He says
kayen wen
that I teach
ya pyoj
that the Jesuits are good
ya pyoj na ne ko cho Jesus
because they've twisted some
ke ko
statements.
ke ya je ke pop ai ko pye
I've said
ya wen
Francis is the
Hallelujah.
great counterfeit.
ya wen na de ki ran chol Francis ne pom de Catholic men era pye no kere loi
He leads-
era no kere loi
He leads a counterfeit of this movement.
ato ki ye kere tumo no ken ya kunum ken
In 1773,
kunerun de jana bu to borga dro chadro kudia
the message was Jesuits.
the message was
Message was Jesuits.
na de ki pyoj e ki de Jesus
At the beginning,
kuni goide
it was done by Jesuits.
elo ko chol Jesus
At the end,
kuni togde
it'll be done by Jesuits.
abi Jesus abi belo
And Francis is the first Jesuit pope in history.
Quran chol Francis yen ke kantung chiben ke ako kole yen kantung tuen Jesus ben ke pop
He's the one saying Francis is harmless.
yen ke jana kan chol Francis a chera non kriye
He says that Francis is harmless and Benedict will do the work.
ai do na de ken Francis yeran chin kriye ku yeran pomo atinyu chol Benedict eni non kriye
So who is the one saying the Jesuits are not to be worried about?
yen na mane wo de yen ke lele ke yen wo ke jana nan ke ko chol Jesus a chin ke ben ko yo ke
He's the one doing that, not me.
yen ka lo yen che
These lines prove that they are.
ye ichi kene yo ke ga non kriye lo bi
What we do say
ki ku lele
is that they have conspiracy theories.
Yule na ne ke anong ngadwam yam.
Just like they deal with world wars
Simanyen ke yen lo ya dan ni tong pinami.
and weapons
Jala ka ka tor,
and all of these subjects
ke ka dia pichu ke.
with a Laodicean Adventist methodology,
Ni chok yen ke piu ni dile ni piu ni lo dis ya da Adventism.
just like apostate Protestantism.
Simai chok yen ko ji jal ka te ni chin ji jal nyali chin ni ke lo.
Their whole mindset is framed by conspiracy theories.
Ke yen ke ne bani lo ai bani lo ji ko lo de ban.
So he looks at Jesuits through the idea of conspiracy theories.
Yen ko jo Jesu dai ke lo tin ni yen ke lo.
I don't believe his conspiracy theories about Jesuits.
Achai chu gam nan da kien cái đề thì chiếu sự gì luyện gì chẳng gì luyện
I don't believe they're running the world in secret.
Achai gam nan da cái coi cho Jesus cái cam ngor pin nằm nè qua cái
Or that they've infiltrated Adventism.
Achai gam nan trên cái bên cái kanisa the 7 days
Or that they've infiltrated this movement.
au achai gam nan trên cái bên ya kuno mi
So don't believe in conspiracies
achai an che gam luyện
that cannot be defended by any methodology.
Achin dil pure le cái chu cho pin cái gì
Definitely no methodology God has given us since 1989.
Nemo achin dil dang the pure trên này yen wa min yana boot bo ka to man ter bet to man
But it's this side that is showing the danger of the papacy and the danger of the Jesuits.
Okay, bia tiche wagi tini me ka je ne nyodu wo re de kanita de Catholic de la re de koi choi je ka po cho Jesus.
So these two attacks he makes,
Cái ni cái coi tròn cả cái rồi.
just the way God decides to open up the messages
Chỉ man trên này chơi ne ta ko ti duy le be ne will pe cái be cái nia pe ko.
and how he guides the presentation of them.
And how?
How he guides the presentation of them.
Je la ngồi đi ne coi ngon piu je ne cái piu.
Completely destroy his attacks.
Ye ne cho cái riết de ne coi riết ko tròn de ai cho cái abai.
Even those who sympathize with him,
Na chắc giá lo bao nhiêu là quan yen ko mar roten.
they've come to me,
Cái ka je ben ti no nghe.
and really they don't understand much of what I teach.
Ko ka che cái ya piu ya chi cái chú de de cho.
But on these points,
Anh như cái này.
certainly on this one about the papacy,
Anh như cái này khi giảm mình lo mình bị phép và sự bị lỗi thì thôi được pin.
even his followers say he's wrong, he's so clearly wrong.
Cái này gam coi có cái coi yên quan cho cái lên này cái này là cái lên này.
And he used that attack
Quý yên nó tròn đen này.
as his main weapon against this movement,
Lùm cái này đang đen bên này nào cũng nằm bên này thôi.
the very beginning.
Mình gọi thế.
It all centered around this idea that Elder Parminder and myself
Cái này cái chỉ cho người nuôi bên cho cô khi giảm mình phải mình đào của gia lai Tess.
were intentionally covering up the role of the papacy.
Lên làm cái coi cái áo môi lôi bị phép và sự bị lỗi thì thôi được pin. Chú lôi cái gì kịp của cũng được.
So I want to come back to a couple of points.
Nào bà không bà cái lôi cái gì bà cái dáng nhỉ?
The one I started with,
Cái này bà làm cái yên tuổi.
it's not about how much information we then add on.
Chỉ có cái bà lôi nào để kiến. Chỉ cái gì các người nhìn chơi cái có đấy.
Not to these structures.
Đấy chẳng lẽ cái chùa là chân cái lối là có rồi.
We can add a lot of information or a little.
Quá là buồn nắng. Người duy là buồn cái ghét thì nó will be will be cái thêm cái gì.
But just as we understand parable teaching,
Cũng chỉ cho cái đấy you are pure the parable you are dead.
the structure is the evidence in itself.
Yên cho chân cái lối yên cái nhốt rồi đây thôi.
And you can do it really simply or really complex.
Pale bà lôi bia cái là nhon áo quần bà lôi bia cái là chặt cái bộ chặt cái gì.
The complex helps us understand some more information.
Cái đề đấy yên ấy wo cái đề cái gì đấy.
It solidifies our faith.
Ấy gam đã ấy cho đấy.
But the simple can do the same thing if we trust reform lines.
Của cái cấp có chỉ gì đấy you cái trao anh lên bị gam đã cho đấy đó.
And parable teaching.
Giờ là pure the parable.
So what Elder Jeff has begun to do,
Cái chị là giúp chỉ có là lôi.
because of not watching presentations,
Nếu cái chuyện này nó đai nó phiêu phiêu để cái lối.
is he starts to take something I taught
Chỉ có về cái chạy áo phiêu này luôn.
and mesh it with a different subject.
Mix it.
Mix it.
Cô lấy lia cái này phiêu đến đẹp vậy.
It's not understanding the point of what was taught.
Cái chuyện này cái phiêu chuyện này là đẹp.
And I think usually innocently,
Người ta đã cái chỉ ran chỉ lôi cái gì?
people inside the movement are doing the same thing.
Cái coi cọp nào cũng nói chuyện này alo cái chỉ lôi.
I want to give one example.
Anh cái hết rồi nhỉ?
How did we understand the information war?
What gì phiêu jam ring the will lâu đấy gì đấy. Trong ring the will.
We studied World War One,
gol ku trong pin nom tu
but it was just to bring those two together.
ka tham ba ka bai ti to
We have World War One and World War Two.
won nong trong pin nom tu mu ke ro
Both of them combined explain World War Three comprehensively.
ke de che ke ma ti ka wo nye jwe trong pin nom ja lue le ba
So World War One and World War Two equal World War Three.
na ra de kien trong pin nom tu ko ke ro ai wo le trong pin nom ja
Then when we study World War One,
na lo ku trong pin nom tu lo ku ye de kwe ni
we find that at the beginning of World War One,
ka yu yu lu go te
there you have these two sides,
ki nong bio ka ro
and they're running at each other
ka ke ke lo ke la ka het
on their feet.
ni ke chok
And what are they carrying?
yo mu ke ni ke chin
These old-fashioned guns.
ai dang ki ke lo
So you have these two sides
ya inong bio ka ro ku ka ro
charging.
ke bo ke churu ka churu het
They shoot.
mui
They reload.
ko ka rek dang ke ni
They shoot again.
be ki mo ja
They might stab each other.
ka ba ke lo bor se ke
That's the way World War One began.
yen ke go trong tuen
How does World War One end?
yen trong ke ni chu ben tu de
Through the history of World War One, those 6 years,
na ko khul trong tuen de pinam ni ka de ten wan ga
develops chemical warfare,
yen ka chen ke en ka chen ke ka ke ya awo chi ke ben alo ke be gar ya to
aircraft,
jela tir
tanks,
ko jela da babat
machine guns,
jela ke dem pon ju ke bai klein chin ko
all of those different weapon systems.
ke dem ke de ke wa chi ke ben lo wa ni ba ka to
This was a transformation of war.
ikan ke yen ke jel wer chen dil to chen ro ben war
World War II just used the same weapons as World War One.
yen trong de pinam de ro ta ne to ka to tong gen ka war tong de pinam tu
A little bit more developed.
yen ke churu dal be job ka ji kare
So we find these weapons really revolutionary weapons of warfare.
ke ka to chu ke yu tong ro ka chu ke yu ke ka le lo ke war ke to
Developed in the history of World War One and World War II.
ti ke loi wa trong de pinam tu ke de ro wi
We come down to World War III,
na bu ku trong de pinam de dia
particularly if we place World War III where?
ti le wo trong de pinam de le wa ta no
Back in 1945,
du wa ye chi ni te ne ke lo ra gera bu tu bor ka to wan ter man di
beginning of the Cold War.
yen go de trong the wheel
All these weapons start to be developed.
yen ke ka to da ke gor ke bu ke yik
But here it's not tanks,
de trong pe na ke che da babat
machine guns or chemicals.
ke che kai ne pai wo dem chi clutch to ya ko ru kan mo
Here it's all information.
eten ke ne e wo le how will ka yen ke yi
It starts primitive. It starts primitive.
it is not information
It is information.
okay ek de we ku ke gor ke tin ko
This starts primitive, they get developed.
ek ni da ke gor ke ka ke ni ke to ke ku dil ke yi
1945 and 1989, it's primitive.
na da ke biana buto bor ka to man te man ku dit abu ten bula bor ta de to ake bor ke ke ye ke
You have the development of the internet,
yi ni nong lom chen ni internet chen ben yi doi
then the World Wide Web,
ku jala ke de ye kan ko tin chol world wide web
then social media
jala ka ye par ke jam tin chiri facebook ku ka bi ke jam
becomes much more complex and intelligent.
ku jig lo ke je ke jo re ku jig ya ka ju jele ke ni taw
So the World War One began the development of those weapons.
yen tong de pinam tu e gorot no ke den ke thor ka
Primitive and then more advanced.
gorot ki ti nyot ku jela bi jo bi ri la
World War III,
tong de pinam de dia
wherever you place it, but particularly from 1945,
ga tu dun bi ne taw ka ka ba le ti chok na taw yen biana bu to bor ka do ma ter man ku di
the Cold War,
ene to on te re ni ba te re wil ka america gen go soviet
they began using information.
e gor ki ni wil
There's this case discussing AIDS
cái jam along tai to cái tin
The Soviet Union is conducting information war against America.
cái chỗ chia de Soviet ở trong để chịu lôi trong để cái America
So their department that conducts this information war
giờ nang aku nung din ini các cái will cái tour cái gia lối
decides to develop a conspiracy theory
go giờ nang lên đến giờ dịch
that says America invented AIDS.
giờ là giờ nang cái America ini cái bị toa ini chỉ coi đối cho HIV.
But the beginning history, early World War III,
Cái hello rồi gọi ra có con để trong cái bên để dia
information war is primitive.
trong cái này một cái rất bộ lẽ thì mình
So to get that disinformation made public,
chẳng ba lùi ba giá bộ như trên cái bộ lẽ vì là guồn
and cover their tracks,
kujel and come
cover their path,
kujel cái thao dul đến này cái đến
show that it didn't come from them.
kujol cái nào cái chỉ body non cái
They take that conspiracy theory and they put it in newspapers in India.
Google ये नहीं लंदन के ने कुलेर के ने cái William ये cái Welby पांडे India ले के ये लोई थी
It takes years
जरूर भी जोर
for them to get that from newspapers in India
चांद बिगला जोर ने कब William ये पांडे India
into Europe,
बिगला लेर पांडे उरुबा
into Africa,
लेर भाई Africa
finally into the United States.
बिजा लेर पांडे America
And now you have many Americans believing that their government invented AIDS.
तुम अंतियों के इन लोगों को भी पांडे America ये गांव ना लेकिन आप कुमार दिन इनके बीच वां जो कोई लोग चलवे इतने
They used newspapers and it took years.
कि ने चिवलुम कि ने चेंड William को कि ने रुंडी बिजो
Information war developed.
ये trong the pinong in cái will Robin job
And now with a computer they can do in seconds what used to take years.
kun ye men trên ko nam khi cho computer cái na de cái jorun ai cái lối men đó mà de ko
Now I want to demonstrate where we start to have problems.
ye nó ka ba nyo thì ne trên de cái chro wo ra bu ti
World War I plus World War II equals World War III.
nyo na de cái trong the pinong trong the pinong ro le trong the pinong dia
That's the whole framework of that study on information war.
cái ne cái cho lối bên to le cho trong the will
And then people become confused
kun jel ko nim dia
and they say, but 9/11
pada jam kun cái chro lo har bena bu ro cho
and the Iraq war.
jela trong the pa ne ra
You said all war was information war.
ये नहीं जाना ने कि टंग तो नियर नहीं कि बने टंग विल
Can you see where we're starting to have problems?
एंड थिंक देन में नीचे मिक ला रबन को तुम कुछ रहो
Information war is in the context of the triple application.
ये ह्यूज जाम टंग विल ये रबन यो कि जाम लोग जाम मैंने तो रो और ले फिर दिया
World War I and World War II are on how many fronts?
ये टंग फ्रेम को जला टंग रो के लोग यूरोपियन के तेर के ये अंके
There's a western front and an eastern front.
अनम बियाते ट्वेन को जला बियाते चीन
The western front
या बियाते ट्वेन
applies where today?
ये रो यू के लो रख नून मन थियो
It's a little more complex because they have allies in the west, but I'm just going to say USA.
किन किन आ थिंक रे लिख नमो अनम बियो के को वे को भी बाका और के पास अमेरिका बेटा को नून मन
So this is Trump versus Trump.
ये किन किन आप वन वन ने के फ्रॉम इन कता के फ्रॉम देयर
Eastern front.
ये तो दे चेन ये बोले नो
USA versus who?
ये का अमेरिका के ना
Russia.
इन रशिया
Trump versus Putin.
ये तो तार का ट्रम्प के ने बेंचो पुतिन
Where in this study is Islam?
ये चुनो ठन के ने पुतिन तो इस्लाम थी
It's not there.
लिव
So when people say Islam is a hot war, therefore the study of information war is wrong,
ना ये कर देना हमने किया चाहवा इस्लाम तो दोबारा तो हर मोए करो तो
they're missing the subject matter of the study.
cái jam na ne ke en man trong dia en abiyan ya cái wet ke ne ke jam beauty
The thread that we're pulling
ye na ko le ne ko ko tin ne na nyu ka dili ka dia
relates to the relationship the United States has with itself,
cho ke tan tho kang pa da America
this Western Front.
ine tong ni ne ke ter ke bian tuen
You could say this is the Western Front,
ale balwele ke chu nyol ji ki dili ke ne ke lo ro
And the
pa
rela-
America
and the relationship it has with the King of the South.
ku jela kam be kene milen chiam
That's where we developed information war.
yen ke bi le wo to de wil ke le wa be
It's not a study on Islam.
a che pyu yi wo jam e ke Islam
Can we all understand
kene le bu deri wa dia
how that mistake happens? How that mistake happens.
kiran bende de lo ne chen ke jira wo chen lo ira
When we're taking the point of one study,
alum ku bia de pyu to
not understanding its context.
ko chunyi je tan mo yene lo ne tin be mo luli ye
Does that make sense?
ken kene non ite ye nyol
Does it relate just to that?
ye ra ton kene kene
After that, and it was now. Fighting each other. Like Syria war. Syria was that it.
Leave that model. Go to the Cold War and show me how that happened. Go to the Cold War, the Cold War.
Okay, the Cold War is between US and United States.
Between the King of the North and the King of the South. And the King of the North and the King of the South are the subject of what study? World War I plus World War II equals World War III. Superpower, two superpowers, two superpowers, two superpowers. It's not about the United States interfering with I don't mean this disrespectfully, but a comparatively weak nation. Was the Cold War a Cold War? You believe that? When? When in the Cold War did it turn into a hot war? No, answer that question. Answer that question first. When in the Cold War did it develop into a hot war? If you can't answer that question, then your premise is wrong. That's all I want you to see. Because 1989, the Soviet Union is completely and utterly destroyed. Yep, I agree with you. It's a Cold War. Never turns into a hot war. So Cold War, it never turned into a hot war. When did the Soviet Union fight the United States? It never did. And yet you know that 1989 is a battle in history and a defeat. So either you don't believe Daniel 11:40-45, you don't even need to believe that. The world knows that the Cold War ended in defeat of the Soviet Union without a battle ever being fought. You don't need prophecy to tell us that. The Nethinims should know that. I'll move on. World War I plus World War II.
ka wa nyol na le gen tong de pinom tuen ke de ro
The fighting is consistent.
yen tong ni tar ke den kene e tong la cha
Once these weapons begin to be introduced, they're just further developed.
yen ene tong ka ke tora e ke bai je ke lo ke je ke yi gare
But it doesn't change in its method.
ko ka che dil yen ye ta tin chi wa
A brother has asked, why were weapons designed?
wan ma tong dai ja ti yong yen dang loi
He mentions a few, but particularly I want to focus. He talks about nuclear weapons.
yen non ka che ke lo le kin to ka ba le tin e jam ka che ke lo e ke kai ko wo
Nuclear weapons were designed
ke ka ko wo ke a ke loi ke
to prevent superpowers ever fighting each other again.
biki koiri to pinam dina kumari pinam dina bike gildo ke ube inur
It was recognized that for two superpowers to fight,
akane chini na ne chambe bairir kero chambe ki to
would be mad.
ke ken eki chol ma
That was their acronym.
ye ne ken eki chol buer burum tong kenong ke bulum marken kedang
Because if the United States fought the Soviet Union,
achan be pana America bi ken jihad Soviet
it's madness
ke ken mion
because they would have mutually assured
ke ken ai chol
destruction.
erian because yo ke dia ke koi ta ka
It's like two people.
ye na tum ken koi kero
If I was to kill you,
chimano kuna kar ba yino
I will also die.
ke na to ya da
So if the United States wanted to hit the Soviet Union,
na ko pa ande America be jihad Soviet bulo ngai moi
it can't
ke ka chi loi
because the Soviet Union will just fire a nuclear bomb back.
nungu pa ande jihad Soviet ne ka ber dang chirke ne ko lo ka ber moi no ke da
Before the bomb from the United States has ever had a chance to land.
angot dang de pa ande America ke kin bo lui pa ande Russia au pa ande jihad Soviet
United States goes first.
ke pa ande America je ke thao tu mun te
Trump presses the button. Trump presses the button.
o ke yen jam mo bi Trump bu ja gun yin
Putin sees it's coming.
bu je Putin je ting ke bo
He presses the button.
ke ka gut de ne dang de mo ya da
The world ends as we know it.
ku je tong je da to ten de ni wai ti
They call it madness.
ken ken ai ke chol mion
It's why we went from World War I and World War II
ken yen ke ki yen tong tu ku tong dro yen ke jo wa
to a Cold War where the superpowers would never fight each other.
yen ka chen yen bi jo ni ken ku je tong je lo ke no ko jam we la go ki chi be thore
So they found a different way.
ken ke ti chen ti ken dil wa
Disinformation.
je ra ke chol le yen nin le no rande
And it proved just as effective,
ku ken a chira be ni wa ke dil tum yen ko riyo kare
if not more effective.
yen ke riyo kare
But all of this study,
ke ke dia
nuclear weapons,
pyu je tong
Hot-
ai ko wo
hot war, Cold War, information war,
tong le je ko ru moi tong wil je la tong de wil ya dang tan
is all built in the context of explaining this triple application.
kene ben loy ben lung tu jam ke ro wa wa le ke dia
And Islam is not part of this.
ko Islam che dia ke ka
Does that make sense?
kene chira de
Iraq is a proxy war.
tong ne thar pa de Iraq ki chol tong jela thor pa ne
In the Cold War, there was the Afghanistan war.
ni ta de tong de wil chira lo pyar Soviet ke America thar pa de Afghanistan
The proxy war
tong ne thor pa ne
did not make the war between the superpowers a hot war.
achile bi tong ne chira lo le la ke tong ko rir kero chi lo ke tong chen ke mo de
I hope that point becomes clear. It becomes an important point
ngo te me ni ken la char ku ken ai ni tiet
because we're not doing this once, we're doing this over and over again.
no mo ken a chu loi na to pa yu ku loi be pin
We're taking one of the subjects and we're misapplying things.
why pyu le yu lum ku kang lu ke poi loi
People need to go back through these messages,
ko da ko bi du chen ke pyu ke
make sure they understand the point of what needed to be taught.
ko bi ke la de ti ni te yo mu ne ko de pyu
I'll give an example.
lo
Another
ke yen
example.
ke to
People look at this study,
pyu ke ai ko ke tin
Eden to Eden, New Earth to New Earth.
ki jam na ne ke en ke le ko ra iden ko ya be du iden ke le ko ra pin jut ko ya be du pin jut
Dispensationalism.
ki ra lo ngwe ne ne gen lo de lo ye ne me to
Question.
ki ye ja to la
Are we conservatives or are we liberals?
wo ma to wa den yu ko re wo ni war ka yu ko ni ne wa
If you're a liberal, raise your hand.
na ye ra ni no mar ki je ri chin
Who's a liberal?
ye ngai ne no war
Who's a conservative?
ye ngai che no war
If you're conservative, raise your hand.
ai ra chi no war ki je ri chin
Most people are afraid to be a conservative now.
Có duy trả đi hơn mà thành vì có chơi về nhiều à.
So this study is done,
Yep, you chơi chứ tôi.
and people say we're all liberals.
Có chỉ rằng bên cái gam kia là được với nó qua.
Because if you go back here,
Nó ngó nào tôi được gọi gì?
plowing of the Nethinims,
Tuyên để dùn có quê.
you have two sides.
Cái nó vừa cả rồi.
Michael Moore,
Dia cái làm cho mấy con múa.
liberalism.
Kia là như nó qua.
Steve Bannon,
Có giá là nó cho Steve Bannon.
conservative.
Ye này là chuyện nó mua.
Two streams of information.
Kaka ông nhớ quê cái rồi có quên.
Every Nethinim we reach will want to be on the side of liberalism.
Ran de jur ko bugu lo yo ban bu pyo ban abra dile no ke ko ke ni wa
Be careful now what you do with that.
ko ban ti de ke ban bala lo wen ke
People go to this study of dispensationalism.
ko da ja go la ban ye pyo ji jam ngwe na ni lon de ngwe to lo ye ne lui
They say the Sabbath was an old dispensation,
le ku twen lo yo ke lo yen sa ba de ye ki chin ne lo na ngang de non lo lon twen
maybe it's not so important now.
yen man de ki te ga ye tar
And with this, they start attacking the vows.
kun ye ke na ke ye nin ka yi ke gam ke baptize ye ke rio
Specifically the ones that relate to reforms.
Kia churio adil ekide jam chopin
Health message was an old dispensation,
ako bugni na le pyu piala go pe che kere lon tinda le we ni ka on de yelen
and this message tells us we have complete freedom.
ka ye pyu che ye le wo na ne ke won num lao le chop
No one can tell us what to do,
achira le wo yo yo ba lo ko ba che lo
what to wear,
yo ba chen
what to eat.
yo ba cham
Problem is,
to wa ji ke
if they think that this study makes us liberals,
na yi ke yen tin na le ke pyu che wo choi ko won ni wa
you can do another study.
ke lo pyu de
You can say Eden,
ali ba le ni ke ne lo ra pa de den
they were vegan.
kata ke cham ni tiniri
Then came sin.
now on the red ben
Ellen White will tell us that meat eating was a curse from God.
cái yele ne le wo ke tiniri e ya wai to nom niale
She uses the word curse.
e wer ti le ne ki chola wai
And then you have animal products.
ku jala kai ben bin lai gu
And then if we want to go back to Eden,
na ko ku be du iden
in the final generation,
ne ri da ker
what does God tell us?
yo ne le wo
Vegan.
le la le ba ya cham ni tiniri
Now, does that study make you liberal or conservative?
ye ken ye yin choi ra ni no war ke yin choi ra ni mo ko de
Everyone thinks they're liberal because women are ordained.
Iran ben ga na ne kien Iran ni no war chan ya ra ti ke lum ke ko ye pi ye da
But the liberal Adventists that I know,
ko koi ke ni war ke saben da de ni ke
if they have any faith in Ellen White,
na no gami ke Ellen White gam
which usually they don't,
yu ka nye ni te ji te chi gam
they ignore her statements.
du wi ke ni ke le la yi ke jai
Most of the Adventists I know who are liberals are meat eaters. Most of the liberal Adventists I know are meat eaters.
yen ko ji ko jam yi ke ni war 27 days a che ri
Because they have no faith in our prophet.
de mo a che ne bi Ellen White chi gam a pe a chin gam
And if you think we're going to take our message to them, we're in trouble.
kuna yen yu ko wa bu pyu ja bu le no ke ko wa wi na ngan wa
The liberal Adventists don't even believe her.
nungu koi ke 7 days jam yi ke ni war a chi cha gam
The study of dispensationalism
ne pyu yu wa jam ngwe ne le lo de ne ngwe to ri chi ben
tells us that race and gender are on complete equality.
ai ko ne wo na de kien tin tin ko che ki cho ke de ko ke la cho ke cham chen ko cha ra ne mo pi ra ne ye chi ke de a to cho to no mi
Which sounds like liberalism.
man ye ni e nge pi de chi ke chi de ko ni war
Then it says we should be vegan.
ku ye ni cái jam na ne kien wo di che cham cái ben ni lai
Which some are saying sounds too conservative.
ku ken ken ku le ya ka le ran de ti ki jam ye pa ga ko ni ko to ko che ni be war
And then you have the issue.
ni nam de
Sabbath was ordained in Eden.
ki jam sabat e gon le bai pin de iden
It never changed.
ki ro war
And from one new moon to another,
ni pe to ben
and one Sabbath to another,
Wari saban nan de gore saban dere.
we will worship God.
Au nyele yalo.
So people are taking these subjects,
Ko ja lu piuje.
I believe, often through not understanding them
Ngona ne ken a chi ko che ke doi de da pet.
and misapplying them.
Le ke ko wo ye da.
This study does not change our vows at all.
Ye ne piuje a chin ke la war ka yu ke gamin ke wo baptisi.
In fact, if we want to talk about the diet vow,
Na ko ba jam long ka ke cham.
you can use dispensationalism to prove that vow is correct.
Ke yin bi cho ko were ne lin lon de ye ne wa ne ri to ko ben ka lo yo be piuje bi yo na ne ne yit.
It does not destroy our vows.
Ache cho ka ko yu ka gam yo ko baptis ye wo baptis lo achi ke grai
Doesn't change 9/11 and the role of Islam.
ache cho ke biana buro ko to dia lo de Islam achi ke wa
Is that when we say one thing,
ke ne ko wa ye ke na de ke yu lo le
people can tend to think that that's the only understanding.
yi ko lo ta ke ke ni ne ade tin to ya ke ni to
The problem that we faced
ke na anwa to ko wo
over the last 18 months
ni pe wa ke tier bet lo
was that when the midnight cry had to be given,
de wa na be pyu we cha de ga be pyu
we had to give a warning message.
ko wa ko yin nyen
It was about the papacy and apostate Protestantism.
ko wa ko yo na de ke ka te le ku de la ko ja ka te le ja ne le ja be be
But all the good conservative Adventists in this movement
cái coi thôi cái coi gầm cái trên cái new wa to ne seven day adventist coi thôi ne economy
had no problem with the papacy.
cái trên mấy là cái catholic cái papacy
The good Adventists, they knew the papacy was wicked.
cô coi thôi cái có cái seven day adventist yi ni na ne gen papacy ne catholic ara
Prophetically,
chứ cho cái nguyên nhau
the great threat we faced
cô giờ lá cái religion này cái wo yen đó ví dụ
was that when they were fully honest,
thì cái coi chú luyện lý chưa
much of this movement would not be able to say that same thing
cái coi duy nhau con người cái đi chỉ jam mấy cọp á
for conservative apostate Protestants.
chứ mà để coi chỉ giờ là cái này cái giờ là nhớ lại chuyện
So that
cái jam cái
the test and the focus of the midnight cry
kia này kita mua cũng giờ là kia này thì coi đi phiếu để cho được về chơi luyện
was to make that point clear to us
cái bị cho cái phiếu chứ cũng giờ là kia luyện là bị cho nó chặt nó mua
that we would see in a pure, correct light
nan bi wo tin thì là chặt cái wo tin của địch
the position of Donald Trump,
để cho cái vấn đề Donald Trump
evangelical America,
giờ là coi giờ là cái tên giờ là nhớ lại chuyện
and all of his conservative followers.
giờ là coi cái limu war gì quan trọng
The reason the papacy was not more emphasized
khi chơi wo cái jam mà đấy lo cái Catholic
because God knew before any of us knew
nhưng mà nhìn là đấy cái một cái của bộ nhị
that many of us thought and acted just like conservative apostate Protestants.
na da cái coi duy cái wo ai trả của cái lùi chứ mà cái coi chứ giờ là nhớ lại chuyện cái
And we needed a firm and clear message that would wrench us from that position.
của cái này coi đến phiếu là chặt phiếu đến phiếu là chặt đúng rồi về nhé cái này
So we're forced
vậy cái này wo với cho lùi
to speak about the issues and the errors of conservatism
cái chúa wo với cho lùi bút cái jam của bút cái viết cái trên bài cái limu war bút cái nhua cái bút phiếu vậy
in the context of evangelical America.
cái cho cái phiếu cái jam cái giờ cái coi chứ giờ là cái tên cái giờ là nhớ lại chuyện gì có một nhớ coi
Liberalism is another issue.
khi cho về nó ra nó đó giáo hòa đấy đời
If the presentations had have gone as I had expected,
nếu cứ vậy chứ cho về cha này nó đáp tin
we would have brought in a focus on liberalism.
cái chú băng đi người ta đã cái chú lối ở đây cứ giảm khi cho về nó
I've decided to just review the midnight cry.
để cho thêm vào cái ghi tiếng nhà để bán điện tiền phiếu thì cho được về cho lên
I want us to see some of the mistakes we're making.
anh nói cái yêu cái vui cả và cái nhọn
We mix up the threads.
wo ya ke da yu ke lia
We did that with information war.
kena chu loi kir pyu ke jam ke tong du wil
Trying to take it from its context and apply it to Islam.
bula nya ji cho ke le yen tin ku bula le ke jam islam
We've done that with dispensationalism,
chu loi ke ngwe na ni lo de ngwe to ri ti ben
applying that incorrectly to reforms.
lo ko loi ni cho ke ki no
This is what Elder Jeff is doing because he more than anyone, doesn't understand what I've taught.
yen kin ke loi el da jeb yen awar pa ke de yen kin chi de
One more example.
dari dan ke kher ba nyu
November 9.
pe ni dongan pe tiu tu rumah ti lo
If you're going to give November 9 a name,
na ko ba gam ri ni yen
what would you call it?
tu ba cho lu de yen pe ni dongan pe tiu tu rumah ti lo
Would you call November 9?
ba cho ngo
How was November 9 predicted?
yen pe ni chu le ke ne yen le lo na de ke ken go ben
There's two different ways.
anong dol karo wa chen ke le
A couple of different studies came together that made that waymark solid.
kono pyu wa chi go ben ke jam tu ye pyu chi bi cho e ke le chak
Even Elder Jeff recognized on the day
ku chi el la jen go de ye gam ni ko lon
that it was this study of revolutions
na na da kien e pyu yo le jam e long e tong tong chi ya lo ni bai
that placed November 9 firmly on our reform line.
ye ne chuk pe ni dong an pe tiu tu in ke chuk pi ni chi ken dai
So if we were to talk about November 9, 2019,
na wo bi jam ni ye ku le lu ha chi lo
it's this study that placed it there.
ki ye pyu je ye tao ten ken
More information was gleaned from various studies, but it was this one.
ku pyu ko ka ke bla lo ni pyu ko ki ye no na ne ki ye pyu je
So this study relates to what?
ye ni pyu je ye ro re ken ken no
Revolutions.
e ro mat ken ki cho tong
Revolutions?
e ro mat ken tong
It's the same thing as civil war.
ye ni ke de ke la tung ken tong ye ko ro to ro
Question.
ti je ke
How many fronts are in World War III?
ye bio ke de ke tor ke to ne tong de pinam de dia
2.
kang karo
Eastern
ke chien
and Western.
je la ke twen
Civil war.
yen ke tong ye ko ro to ne
Is that war with another country or war with yourself?
e tong ke ye tong tor kwan de pe ka ye tong ton ro bi to
War with yourself.
ye tong du ter ro bi to ki ne ba
So November 9.
ye ne ke ne pe ni do wan pe ti ku to
What front of the war were we talking about?
ye bio ye ne ke bio ne ti ke lel ke ro ke twen mu ke chen ye ke ne ke lo ra ko
Eastern? Why the Eastern?
Iran jam ke bio chen ye tong yong ne lel ye ke bio chen
Why would we be talking about the Eastern Front? Why?
yong yu wo jam bien chen bien de tong
World War III
tong de pinam de dia
is on two fronts.
ton bio karo
The Western
bio twen
is not just internal, but I'm focusing on the internal.
ache bio ti ye to yen bien ban jam ve bio tin de
Western Front internal
ku je la bio twen ta lum ke ke bien tin
Eastern Front
je la bio chen
is King of the North
e ke bien pi
versus King of the South.
tong e de ka am de milin chem ke de milin chui
We got the date,
wa ti ku la chu yu
November 9,
pe dong an pe ni dong an pe ti ku tu
2019.
ye na bu ro ku ti ku dong an
Which front is it?
ye bien no ne bang to yen lo ra tin
This is where we have to make correct divisions.
ye de tin ke de ko bi wo ni ni pe bu en ye lo
We don't need to understand all the information, just the point of the study.
cái record một cái nhìn cái đấy liệp view cha chơi record một cái nhìn cái tập view gì này thôi
He said this relates to civil war,
ayu cũng lấy cái jam bia cái story nghe to rồi
and is civil war king of the north, king of the south, or is it internal?
một cái này jam cả mấy lần chui cái mấy lần chơi cái tin cái gì
It's internal. So November 9
cái này alo le về nhìn đồng mắt về thiếu một chút
relates to the western front, not the eastern front.
ye na jam bian tin này khi jam trong tay bian tuyệt chơi bian chơi
That was made clear before November 9,
cái này cái chuyện nhớ cái là chặt ngô cuốn kinh về
but Elder Jeff and others do not watch studies, so how are they to know what to expect?
qua chân là chết giờ là coi cậu ai chơi phiếu phiếu cái lối à chỉ cái rồi cái này bị như thế bị giá thì đấy
Watch what he says. Watch what he says. Listen to what he says
yên phiền kia này cái luyện
about what I just taught regarding information war.
có phiền nhiều muốn chụp phiếu thì giảm rồi đó trong đuôi
That's been clear from the start.
cái này cô nói chả mình này gà lại nên phiếu
September 11, 2001 was not an information attack.
yên là chắc nhon ăn được yên cứ ăn rồi về nhìn thiếu được cái đồng mắt biết là buro của tôi ai chơi khi lô rót kia thor là bên kia trong là bên chứ
But he has not watched presentations.
và cái phiếu ra cái rồi
He does not know what I teach.
chỉ như dùng cái phiếu
And then when I explain what I've taught,
nó là cái phiếu lại là cái
he says I'm backtracking.
cái luyện là chán là buổi chiên về đúng chiên
If I had time, I'd go to all the old presentations and send him some stuff.
nó làm cái cái cao quan trọng cái lối cái video của truy cái gì
But on this side of a shut door, it's quite pointless.
còn nãy bảo cái giá gì nên mà cái thì bằng cái đồ gì lối
But these aren't new.
cái chữ phụ nhìn
These aren't new things.
thế là cái đó cả chuyện
We took the Civil War model to give us November 9, and that is Western Front.
yên cái này cho cái trong cái đó lối bài trên một thế là rất cùng cái cái ô lối lên cái cua lên
Was never going to be a day where you saw Russia and the United States fight.
cái chi nhớ cái cua bên in bằng America bên bằng Russia và cái chính cái thang rồi
At the same time,
dunia ta trong ấy à
we also understood it
chú đấy đi đó
from November 9, 1989.
nó là đời kiến về nhìn đồng mắt về thiếu trục giá là bút trục bò cao đồng mắt thiệt về bút đồng mắt
What happens November 9, 1989?
dùng một chiếc lôi dia cua luôn
Who fights who?
dia ngắt thật ngà
1989, fall of the Berlin Wall.
còn nhiên trên phanh bản nhiên trên nền duy dia ngắt thì cái này ngà
Who starts to tear down that wall?
dia ngắt gọi dia phanh tuột pin
The Soviet Union
dia tiada Soviet
is falling apart.
dia là duyệt
Their people are frustrated.
coi kể chỉ giá phiền nghe
The people in the Soviet Union
coi trò pin dia Soviet
hear a false report
ai biết là gì cái pin
that the border is going to be opened.
khi pin này kia rút ở trên tổ cầm đi là liếu
They rush to the Berlin Wall
những cái người bánh cấu
in such a force,
cái là rít
the guards can't stop them,
coi phanh kia cái bên liếu bị cái chuối
and they force their way through,
cũng chưa có đi anh
and they start breaking the wall down.
cũng chưa có gọi bị phanh bị thua rồi
Is that an internal issue or an external issue?
cái lô đó nó biang tin cái lô đó nó biang tin
That's the Soviet Union
cái này Etihad Soviet
at war with the Soviet Union. At war with the Soviet Union.
Etihad Soviet nên cả ta nó đấy thôi
Is that internal
ये cái này biang tin
or King of the North versus King of the South?
cái mình lên chui thì bên cái hit cái mình lên chia
It's internal.
cái này biang tin
Now you know from Daniel 11:40
ये ना ये नहीं बुंग Daniel chapter 3 को chapter 1
that said this was victory for the United States.
cái lên nó cái này chìm trên pan America trên nên biết chìm
Why would it say that?
dùng ये nên cái này lên
When had the United States done the work?
ये nên lôi pan America lôi yên lôi
Through information
lôi cái điều win
It's been making the people of the Soviet Union
chỉ coi cái pan để theo the Soviet
unhappy with their government and their condition
chỉ cái bị cho chụp chuột mít cái này aku mà đến bây giờ là tan đến
until they break down their own institutions.
aku trên chứ bị cho các em chỉ cái duy bị cái quan bình điều cái
It's the United States that conducted information war that brought this about.
ye ne pan da America ye ne cái chỉ trong đầu win cái chỉ lôi bị bên này coi bị thôi tan bị quay rồi đó đủ bên lôi
So it is the work of the United States beforehand,
ye lôi pan da America ngồi đó ta ra cái kênh bên
but the date is internal.
ये कूल के लिए कूल जाम का तिल पांडे तिहार सोवियत
Whoever's fault it was.
ये ना वाई
Back up to our history.
वो तो ना को कर रही
Civil war inside the United States.
तो ने थार तेरा अमेरिकन रोड है तो चने इटे को कथार रोड
Donald Trump
डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प
against his own people and institutions.
ये कथार के कोई केन जला अजुए के हुकूमत
Who did the information war
ये लो ये टोंग दो विले
that convinced the American people
के यो कोई के पांडा अमेरिका
to break down their own institutions?
बीचो का केंची के जुए का हुकूमत भी करियो
Who convinced them to elect Donald Trump in the first place?
ये यो के लेके फम नीम चन भी डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प कान के बंदे
It was all the work of Russia.
के ने लो इन मिलन किया मिने रशिया
They're responsible for Donald Trump
के कानून बुक्तुलिया दे डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प
and everything that he does.
के क्रिएट दे लो इबन
But they laid that beforehand.
ये लो गो के लो मोर तार के किन बन
They did not need to show up on the day.
किन के कोर चन बिर जा बन्यो ये कूल बने कन रो
So when it comes to 1989,
आज ला बन तार तो
the United States did the work beforehand.
के पांडा अमेरिका ने मिलन चुई ते लो मोर के किन बन
The actual destruction was from the inside.
को जलारी हम ये डेवल लो के टिंग को ने चेरी हम बॉबी ये हम लो को ते टिंग पांडा तिया दे सोवियत
They took down their own institutions.
ये का जगह केन का हुकूमत दे वेरियो के पाई
The Americans are destroying their oन country,
अमेरिका मन थियो के कोई का अमेरिका का कार्य पांडे मन
breaking down their own institutions.
ये कार्य का केन के लोग को जला का केन के चेन का हुकूमत दे
Donald Trump is leading that work.
डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प का मोर कोई ये लो
He's only president because of Putin.
ये ने विचार बन तिचो गलन चे प्यूटन चलो
You can see it, it's entirely internal.
लेकिन के ये चिंगला चार एक लोरा ने बयान थे
It's the Western Front.
ये एटोंग बयान थे
But you can also see
कदे के चिंगिया
there's a cause and effect.
नांद के न नाम के कदम ने गोल चो को की हुए गला दी
Cause and effect.
ये कने के चिंगिया दम ने ताड़ तो
My point with that
की ने के लो लिए कने
is we taught all last year
एक प्यूट को न रुवा
that Raffia
ana da grafia
was the king of the South,
a chu pyo na ra kien emelen chem
taking spheres of influence.
yen lung te do melen tui to tin ye ngor
I'm confident Elder Jeff didn't watch any of those presentations.
aya yo ele jeb aken ke pyo yon ga aken ke oi
So none of this does him any good.
ka chen ke le be lo yen ke choi ke be oi man
But we saw those victories all through last year.
a ku ke thiam chen melen chem chen thiam a chu ngin min wa ri ru wa te lo yi
That is separate to the date of November 9.
ke lo ro a mod ko le ne chibel ke ken ben
That's one of the main reasons I wanted to go through these studies.
yen ke ki en kor chan ba de ke lo ne ke pi ke dia
How we need to carefully divide the word of truth.
elon kor ra bu nyin ya ti ti ting ye wa wa de ne ye wa yen te ke
People can be content with too clouded an understanding.
yen ko ko ga le bi go pe a de din kin la char mo ko non ko la mar mar tin
They want to do a line like this.
a por bi ti ki ya lo ila
1989,
ki go le ta de to
9/11,
yana buro go to
2014,
yana buro go tier ko ma
November 9, 2019 is Raffia,
be nin do man pe de tier go to yana buro tier go do man ni ke rafia
2021.
a ku de la yana buro go tero go to
And I want to suggest
ku ka kar ba luen
We need to be much more careful and refined about how we do reform lines.
ko bu yin di ti bu yin ko ku ye det lo ni wo ti ki go lo
What's the story of this line?
ye mu ye na ko ko to ye ti kini
Let's say
le ku
this is a story of China.
ko to ke a ko ko ki chol China pa de China the government
Let's say 1989 China.
học cái abu lê cái quả cho China quả nên cho mình tiêu cho China cái
Do we all know about Tiananmen Square?
ở những khi chưa lôi và nó cho China mà khi chưa lôi về đàn đi
Famous event with China in this history.
cái khi chưa lôi như cái đấy quả để China abu cái
I wasn't intending to do this, so I don't have research on me.
yên ấy cha còn bác cái này lôi anh chỉ cười và cứu là lôi và là có đấy cái này
This is a story of China.
yên cái abu cái quả để China cái này
1989 Tiananmen Square.
nên ta được thuộc cái nào cái cho China mà khi chưa lôi nên đàn đi quả để China mà
What do I mark here?
dùng bao nhiêu đấy nữa cái nó bù rồi cái
What do I mark for China here?
yung bo nyot ke kichiroloy ni China ite ne
Nothing. Why can't I?
yung ye chen ki atao ti
What's the whole issue that Trump has with China in this history?
yung ye ne ki to ke ne ter Trump ke ne China ni ako kole
There's a trade war.
anong tong da tu je ra ye ko luen ni to tin
Trade war between China and the United States.
kan de China ke ne pa da America
That's the whole issue
ye ke ter ite ben
from Trump's election to now.
mene go ti bi Trump loy ke ne ban bu ten chi me
You can also talk about Hong Kong,
yi bi de kin jam ye den pa da Hong Kong
likened to the protests of Tiananmen Square.
atong ke ne lo chen ko lo chari ni ta de Tiananmen
2001,
biana buro kutuk
China joins the World Trade Organization.
China achiran mar ki chol tu je de pindom me jini amanam de tu je de pindom
2001, they're part of the World Trade Organization.
yen ka che geru mar biana buro ka che geru mar ye akunomi
That sets them up for conflict with Donald Trump.
yen kene that set them up
Sets them up for a conflict.
yen ke riak go de gi den kene Donald Trump
World Trade Organization,
yen to je ke pindom
trade war.
je la tong je la tor ke tong
Can start doing a story of China.
yin le ba go le ten ba ko le China ba je ko kwan chom ni ti na nyu ke deli ke dia
Problem is,
wa je ke
you cannot call that 9/11.
cái này là chú chol về đồng ăn cái mình tiêu của chúng
It seems like a small issue,
thế rồi lo chia cái tiền nhiều
but we have to be much more careful.
para có một nhìn cái của tiền như này
It's not 9/11, it's 2001.
ye e biana buro của chúng cái về nhìn tiêu của chúng về đồng ăn biana buro của chúng
2019,
biana buro của tiêu của đồng ăn
they go into an energy alliance
cái pan de China chỉ bên mát cái pan de Russia của lôi ki lon bi cái cái cara ba của jela le bi cái này ayu de chúng
with the largest energy producer in the world.
cái bi có ai yen các cái mer jela cái này cái gì jela cái to người pin nông bên
Russia.
Russia
It's not November 9.
cái về nhìn đồng ăn về tiêu của chúng cái lôi cái
We can't keep constructing reform lines in this fashion.
wa chỉ lebu cho chỉ kia chỉ lebu giết được chỉ được lôi wa ye chú ai tiếng ako kali
That don't make clear what we're wanting to teach.
chỉ kia này có cũng bu chỉ chala cha
You can trace Afghanistan,
yin le baja le ti batong de panda Afghanistan la ti
Afghanistan,
lo ti Afghanistan ya dang ti ne
Afghanistan all the way through.
lo ti bana ko le bana jam Afghanistan ben
Afghanistan in 2001,
Afghanistan biana buro ko to
first battle of that war
ye tong tu ye tong
is November 9,
e pe ti ko to ke ni dongan
not 9/11.
che pe dongan ke ni ti ko to
We don't have a consistent methodology of handling waymarks.
ye watching lo chap Ting ye walk and you could the walk a king.
And that becomes much more of an issue now
Who can get a take a man?
when Elder Jeff is attacking the prediction of November 9th.
Tiene and a given a jam to be pure jam by the one paying you the one by the tip to you call it up.
And people inside the movement are also confused.
The court on Akunovia them and new lecture.
But I don't want to just give random information.
Then encore about will caracate.
I want us to consider and work on our use of waymarks.
A car can Muniti, Lord be walk, and you could be walk area quantity.
Why don't we ever do a line
Young Che walk to Kitty Lloyd,
that says
Chickeny jam,
November 9,
now the key jam by Tiu token in the one,
don't even give the year,
do it one way.
and then do 2001?
Kulere Jana Buro Goto.
We would never do that.
I chubu kando even.
It does not make sense.
I think mana ye bay.
And we can see from the very beginning
You can you could think to go there.
we're not telling one thread or one story.
Watch it up to me jam to it.
Elder Parminder spoke about threading waymarks.
And the Pameda I jam along when you walk, and you to the quantum.
Maybe I'm telling the story of the World Wide Web.
The keen man, but go and go. Don't generate the gum pot in our lady.
If it's a story of the information age,
You can alcohol ring the will.
you would never speak about November 9.
You can jump a table token in the one.
This is the problem that we're facing.
Can kill it in the cake to one.
We need to be more careful.
What we mean theatre.
And this type of sloppiness,
Hold on the yon.
which I'm acknowledging that we've all done as a movement,
Kaya gam yen can you know it to Ayakuno.
it's been good for so long.
It will be a one.
We're getting to the point where it's starting to be trouble for us.
What is it? Chain Ben man, terrible cake, Yan in a walk.
So whether we're handling the message of the last dispensation,
Now you could fuse jam, you Lloyd Acker, better than it way.
specifically this study,
Kiri to guy in a pure man in a pure lawyer.
and then when we consider looking into the future to Panium,
Jacob, you pure will know to lay walk on your name.
we need to be much more careful.
What
People are already twisting this
I taken a golf will be well
in the movement.
Akunum.
FFA is long gone.
Akunum, the future for America is there.
Come Panium,
Now, no panium the ben,
they trouble us,
Cabo, the yen and one.
but they're not what I'm worried about.
Kacheka get yet.
I really don't care what they say or do.
Chekayan Gano, tap you can really know it.
It's the people in the movement that I care about.
Quite on Akunum, Kikayan, Kenyan tea.
That we can interpret properly. That we know what these messages were designed to teach. That we don't start thinking that all of this means liberalism. Like some type of blanket statement. Or all of this means information war. Ignoring subject or context. Or November the 9th is the fulfillment of all our expectations. September 11 wasn't, November 9 isn't. The problem is our consistency. Being careful with how we interpret and divide these messages. It isn't meant as any type of attack, because it's something we all have to be careful with. But if we do that, many of our questions will be answered. Many of the questions I'm hearing now within the movement. Like, do we really need to keep the Sabbath carefully?
Có rất chẳng bu Sabbath bu ye mu ko thiên như này.
What's the point of health reform if it's dispensational?
Ye yo ngi tiệc de cứ cái phía là ngọc thì nên khi cho lôi ta cái này nó được mấy tổ.
Explain the Battle of Raphia on November 9.
Vụ trong de Raphia của de la về tiếp tục cái nhìn đồng ăn bu về là liền.
How come Islam isn't an information war?
Yo ngi có cái anh này cái Islam mà chế bia cái trong đuôi.
They're not bad questions,
Thế là cái ai chế chẳng là bách.
but I want us to see where we're actually going wrong
Cái cả là bu chính cái thằng người yêu ai yêu
so that we can interpret more accurately what God is presenting to us.
Bộ cái nhiều ai để biết ye nó kia người ye nó pin để ngủ.
If you kneel with me, we'll close in prayer.
Ye Lambert.
Dear Father in heaven, thank you for our blessings. Thank you that you have led us on so gently. Lord, we know that you require us to grow. We have had to grow and not stay in the same condition from the very beginning. Lord, you've weaned us on milk. We have been babies. We have had to learn to eat solid food, to become more careful in all that we do, in the way that we read, in the way that we interpret. Now we must be more careful in our use of waymarks and reform lines. I pray for all those in the movement, Father, as we wrestle with these things, as we try to understand, that you'll help us to understand where our questions are coming from, where we might be misunderstanding. I pray, Lord, that you'll continue to help us grow and develop, even those of us that are new. Father, you can do very quickly what has taken others years. I pray, Lord, that you will help us to redeem time, to study diligently. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.